everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I will not be going to Royals and Chic Punta Cana ever again, nor will I be booking any of my clients there now. After hearing this video, if you still want to go, hey. But I'm just letting you know that if any of my clients say that they want to go to Dominican Republic, I got you. Just know that it will not be at Royals and Chic. Okay, that's all I got for you. As soon as you step foot on this resort, you cannot help but notice how pretty it is. They have this beautiful arch that lights up at night, and it's so cute to take pictures in front of. They have this open seating area. So right away we were taken to the Diamond Club concierge service and we were checked in. We met someone named Maria. She was the one that showed us around. She showed us all the pool areas, the restaurants, the buffet, the casino, our Diamond Club areas that's just for us, and everything was nice. She was also the one that took us to our room. Pink neon lights under the queen size bed, the jacuzzi tub, it had robes, it had a balcony that was facing the pool area, it had the double vanity, walk-in shower. When I tell you this place, it was really nice until it wasn't. Around the time it was time to leave for this excursion, I was sitting on a bed, and that's when I realized that there was some water coming from the picture frame that was right above the bed. That wall behind that had mold on it. So I put two and two together. I said, that's probably where these stains are coming from the pillowcase. We told our butler, she said she was going to check into it, get our room switched, and we didn't really trust that. As sweet as she was, we did not trust that she was going to make sure that this next room was healthy enough for us to sleep in, because by the time we got back, we would not have been able to switch our rooms if there was something wrong until the very next day after that. By that day, it was day 3. So we decided to move our excursion to the very next day, which now there's going to be 2 excursions on the same day. We stayed there, we reviewed the room, we were comfortable with it. Very next day, they picked us up for the ATVs at 8:30 a.m. They was picking us up for the tour, the boat tour, at 1:25 p.m. We didn't get back to the resort until 1 p.m. We were dirty, we were tired, we were hungry. We needed time to get ready for the very next excursion. I reached out to the tour instructor asking if we could just Uber to the boat, and then that way they can take us back as normal. They were fine with that. So that gave us a little bit more time because we didn't have to leave the boat tour until about 3:30 p.m. So it gave us about 2 hours of time. But by this time, we were so exhausted. It wasn't fun anymore, and we just felt like we were forced to do it at this point. It really did not feel like any type of fun. And also, we could have moved it to the very last day, but we wanted our last day to be just lounging at the resort. We didn't want to be busy on the last day. So that's why we decided to have it 2 excursions on the same day. Explaining all of this to our butler and letting her know how much of an inconvenience this was, we did not get any type of compensation at all. The most that they did was decorate the room for his birthday, which was nice, but we just lost almost $150 because we had mold in our room and we wanted to make sure that we were breathing healthy air. They did absolutely nothing. Let's move forward. The staff. I have never in my life been on any type of vacation, resorts, any place, and felt so unwelcome by the staff. Again, our butler, the concierge services, they were amazing. I have nothing bad or negative to say about them, but the serving staff had absolutely no hospitality training. That completely went out the window, okay? They made you feel like you were unwelcome, like you were bothering them. They just weren't friendly and bubbly. You know how it is on vacations. They're dancing, they're singing, they're just engaging with their guests. They want to make sure everyone is having a good time. They didn't crack a smile. They were just lazy. There was no urgency to get anything done. I mean, there were times when you had to wait an extended time to get what you ordered. There were times when you were sitting there and you couldn't even order yet, just ordering simple water. So it really was not a good experience. There was a situation where they were setting up food with hamburgers and hot dogs. And they had already had some hot dogs on the grill. I saw them serving a man. I was waiting behind that man because I thought they were just serving the hot dogs starting off. And immediately they gave him his food and then cut me off and said, "We're closed." And he didn't make any eye contact. He was doing fake busy stuff. And I was trying to explain or figure out why he just served him if they weren't open yet. And I just wasn't really feeling that. Also, not anytime that I expect any type of better experience than any other person on that resort just because we were Diamond Club. But at the same time, there just didn't seem like any separation between Diamond Club and the regular guests. It didn't seem to be that way. As soon as that incident happened, I walked over to the regular Diamond Club little area to get food. And then at that point, we didn't get even all of the food that we ordered. It just did not give luxury. As much as was spent on this trip, it did not give luxury to the point that now he wants to make up his birthday trip after all of that. I almost forgot to mention, their pools close at 6 p.m. This is an all-inclusive, adult-only resort. Why are your pools closing at 6 p.m. like we're some children? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I don't care what you gotta say. Unacceptable. Closing at 6 p.m. Are you crazy? No. It really is sad that people spend their hard-earned money on a vacation to celebrate anything, even if it's just to relax, and they have to come home with that type of experience. And the photos make everything look beautiful, but deep down, they are completely unhappy with this place. And that's really what it was. And so that's why I said I will never be back. Now, if someone wants to go, that's totally on you. Everyone may have had a different experience, but also seeing what other folks were saying online after the case, that just lets me know that this was not the very first day that they start acting like this. There's been multiple people. I also don't like to point out certain things as to why I felt like we could have been targeted. I don't like to go down that road unless it's necessary. And I think in this case, it could have definitely been that. But like I said, I don't have enough evidence to make that show that that's the proof. So that's that. And yeah, so that was our experience with Royalton Chic Punta Cana. I hope anybody that has a trip going there pretty soon I hope you have a better experience. I truly do. If not, just keep this in mind, okay? Keep this in mind that this could be your experience as well. And I wish you all the best of luck. But anyone else that wants to go to Dominican Republic, I got you. You just will not be going to Royalton Chic.
Hey, what to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ today. We back lit live on Twitch and on Facebook, man. Follow me, Everyday PJ on Twitch, man. We keeping it lit over here. Let me tell you, I've never been to the Dominican Republic, but I remember one time they had, I think it was a storm over there, or maybe that was Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico had a storm, and everybody was going over there to Puerto Rico. One, everything was cheap. Nobody was over there, but they could also volunteer to help clean up, and it was like a lot of, like, when you go over there volunteer, it was just like people was doing it for the free amenities. You know what I'm saying? You get, and then you in Puerto Rico, right? So you get a nice place to stay. You're on the beach. You know, they said everything was bad, but of course they said, like, at times, like, the power was going out, so it was horrible. It was a horrible experience, but at the same time, you're on the beach at this very nice resort that would have otherwise been a very nice place, but again, it was not long after a storm. So again, they volunteered for a day. They got a very cheap stay, and they got to enjoy the beach, and like the pool and stuff was still open. They still had drinks. The clubs and things were still open. It was a lot of things to do still in Puerto Rico, but again, there was so much stuff going on, and it was the whole island was having like power outages. So even like they said, they were at the club hanging out, and there was a power outage, and it was like the middle of the night, and it's dark, and only thing you see is the moonlight and the light from the moon, and people are drinking, and they got these lights that these floodlights that'll come on and whatever. That they would turn on, and you hear these loud generators going and stuff like that. So I was like, sounds like a horrible experience, but never been to the DR, and I do want to go there. I don't want this type of experience, but I'm still gonna look forward to going there. Now that I have this video in mind, I will not be looking at the Royal Chic as a place where I would want to go, but I'm definitely gonna check that out. I do want to take some trips. I'm actually going back to Florida very soon with my kid, and we're going to New Orleans and New York. So those 3 trips are on our schedule this year. But no, I don't have any trip scheduled for out the country yet. So I do have. So I have one. I got one trip scheduled for out the country, and that's coming up. That's coming up soon. So hey man, listen. Sometimes you gotta live life, and sometimes you gotta take it as it is. If you having bad experiences, these are the type of things that, like, when people have this woman right here, she wants 5-star diamond service wherever she goes. She pays for it, so she expects it. Me, if I'm getting shitty service, I'm okay with that. Not that I'm okay with shitty service. I can, I can maneuver and make, lemonade out of lemons. You know what I mean? But that's the type of person I am. I know how to have fun. So I don't like being with uptight people that when stuff starts going wrong, they get into they have this cloud over them, and it really starts to turn the trip bad, and it's like nothing can be right. So everything starts to get everything starts to get she starts to critique everything, and it's just like, I don't like that. I don't like when people do that, and it's like, oh, look at this, oh, look at that, oh, look what they serving us, oh, we eating hot dogs, oh, they closed the pool at 6. Well, if they close the pool at 6, hell, let's go down to the beach. Like, let's go walk around. I don't want to swim anyway. Like, what are we doing? I mean, you want to sit in the water or whatever. Like, I remember going to Mexico. Like, when I first got to Mexico, it just started pouring down rain, and it sucked because when I got to Mexico, the first thing I wanted to do was, sit on the patio in the pool and, have drinks. And when we got to Mexico, and I was, we had our drinks, so we was just like, our drink package was included into the hotel stay, so we had unlimited, or not unlimited, but we had a nice amount of drinks every day. So we stayed toasty, in the pool and stuff like that, because the bar was by the pool, so you know what I'm saying, every day we going upstairs to the bar having drinks, listening to the music. It was a nice vibe at the top on the roof. The water looked like a infinity pool, and then there was these girls from Israel or something like that act like they wanted to have a foursome. I was down, but it is what it is.
Everyday people. Day and night. For some women,
grievances.